All praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Now Shai. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS. Salutations to the Akim on the four corners of the earth that are pushing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. This is your brother Malcolm from GMS Chicago, doing a quick video while I have this time. And this video is a response to one of my lieutenants in the camp, the brother Ariala, and he did a video called Authorized Representatives. And the men of GMS, all right, and a few other men who follow the doctrine of GMS, we are the authorized representatives of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, not Hamashiach Yeshua, as I just saw on a recent video of a Jewish guy saying, all right? And one of the main reasons is that because we bring out the total 100% truth, the things that people don't want to talk about, because there is a very dark side to the Bible. The Bible is full of lamentation, dark sayings, and woe. There's a scripture I can't recall. I just butchered the scripture, but basically the scripture says what I just said, and we bring out those parts that that people don't want to talk about or hear. It doesn't necessarily mean we're doing them. Matter of fact, we're not doing them, especially when it comes to things like the rape issue, which is in the Bible. There is rape in the Bible, all right? And the word rape didn't mean what it means today. So it had a different, it's got a different spin and a connotation on it. But nevertheless, it is in the Bible, whether you like it or not. And there's a law in it, all right? And as a matter of fact, before I read these scriptures, I'm going to I wrote down some information here, but you know what? I don't recall if I gave honors to the Most High and His Son. So I'm going to do that right now. It wouldn't hurt to do it again. But all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for bringing out this truth. But there's a website called evilbible.com. All right? And I'm going to read a couple things because I'm using my phone and I can't show it to you. So I just wrote the name down so you can freeze it. All right? And you could go to it yourself. But this is the open statement. It says, this website is designed to spread the vicious truth about the Bible. Far too long, priests and preachers have completely ignored the completely ignored vicious criminal acts that the Bible promotes. The God of the Bible allows slavery, selling of your daughters as sex slaves, child abuse, and he gave you scriptures, Judges 11:29 through 41. And then he gave you Isaiah 13 and 16 for bashing babies against stones. Psalms 137 and 9. Murder, rape, pillage, plunder, and slavery. And all those things are things that are going to happen when the kingdom is established. Because it tells you in Daniel the 7th chapter, the 18th verse, that the saints shall take the kingdom. And kingdoms are taken by violence. They're not taken with peace. So when someone comes to you saying peace, peace, they're lying. Okay? They're not speaking the truth. All right? America was taken by great violence. As a matter of fact, everything that I just read is how America was established. But, you don't want to look at that. You don't want to acknowledge that, and you want to accept that as a truth. America was set up with rape, robbery, and murder. Pillaging. Dashing babies against the stones. There are historical accounts of them. Many of them, I brought a lot of them out myself. The apostles bring them out. The brothers bring them out. All right? This is a truth that you just don't, people just do not want to accept the truth, man. So I'm going to go. So now that we've spoken on that and you have this information, I'm going to go to a couple scriptures on some of the subjects that we bring out that people don't like to hear. This is Deuteronomy 21st chapter, and this is the law on rape. This is what you do to, this is a law on how to deal with the conquered, with the conquered people, and you take one of the women from those people. All right? Which, when they were established this land, they did not follow these laws. All right? When they were taking the native women, the women of my tribes, and call them squaws. When they were taken, having their way with the Negro women, with the Judite women, with the Benjamite and the Levite women. All right, they didn't follow these laws. Okay, but this is Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemy, and the Lord thy power have delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them a captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her her to thy wife. All right, which proves also with some of these these unlearned Israelite sects out there saying that you can't be with the heathen women. We're reading the law on it. Okay? It says, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and thou shalt shave her head and pare her nails. So you cut her hair short, and you cut her nails off. Okay? And she shall put off the raiment of her captivity from off her. And so basically she's walking around naked. You've pulled out the raiment of her captivity. All right? And she shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. So it says her raiment has been pulled off, and now she's been humbled before you. And you're allowing her to reign her mother and father, because you just annihilated her village, her town, went over her walls, took over her people, sold the children of her village into captivity. Her mothers, her brothers have probably been put to death or sold into captivity. Okay? And now, and you're preparing her to become your wife. Okay? And it says, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. So you go on into her, means you put your penis, you put your rod all up inside of her. And that also in the scripture to back that up, and that's what marriage is. That's Genesis 20, chapter 24, verse 67. Sex is marriage. All right, so now this woman is become your wife. All right, and if she had a husband, her husband is put to death, and she becomes your wife, because that's the only way you can be with a woman is if her husband is dead. Okay, it says, and if it should be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whether she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money, and thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. So you're not going to be able to sell her off to somebody else. All right, you just let her go if you desire not to be with her, because she's not of your nation, and the other nations are beneath her, beneath us. Okay, beneath the Israelites. Now I'm gonna give you another account, man. Okay, which also is you idiots out there who teaching like a virgin birth and that whole sort of mess, man. See, that's another thing people don't want to hear. All right, we bring out that truth that don't nobody want to hear, man. This is Luke 2:21. All right. They also teach in those churches that the laws are done away with. Then why was this done with the Lord? And why was he teaching the laws to the old men in the temple when he was 12 years old if the laws were done away with? Wouldn't he been telling them that all your laws and all your studying is worthless because now there's a new... Come on, man. All right? You people are stupid, man. All right? But this is Luke 2:21. And when 8 days were accomplished, and the children of the child... let me move this over so I can see better. All right, it says, when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcision of the child, his name was called Yahushai, which was so named of the angel because he was conceived in the womb. All right, and when the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished, because that was a law, a woman had to be purified after she gave birth to a child. And if it was a female child, it was even more. Okay? More days of purification, that is. Which proves she had conceived seed, because that was something after you conceive seed, you give birth to a child from conceiving seed. So Joseph was the father of the Lord, not an angel. Angels don't have sex. They have different bodies. They don't desire sex. They don't need to eat. And that would be adultery. You can't go into another man's wife. You people are just completely moronic. Okay? And it says, and when the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished, they brought him into Jerusalem to present him to Yahweh. As it is written in the law of Yahweh, every man that openeth the womb shall be called holy unto Yahweh. All right? And they offered sacrifice according to that which is said in the law of the Lord, a pair of turtle doves and 2 young pigeons. And see, and then circumcision is a brutal act. You literally cut and sin. It's very painful, but that goes to show you that the Lord's ways are not your ways, because they actually try to outlaw circumcision in some parts of America, some states, man. Okay? But what you don't understand is that's how the Lord, even coming out of the womb, man, you're being tested, right? You're being put through something, especially when you're an Israelite, man. You heathens, there's no need for you to get circumcised. You're filthy anyway. But being circumcised protects you from certain diseases and ailments. And it's also on the 8th day is something in your body at that time which allows you to heal faster. You know, it's a very painful thing and hard thing to go through circumcision when you're older, man, especially when you're an adult. Okay? Because you're an adult male, man. You go through circumcision and you see a woman that you desire, that could not be a good thing, man. Okay? All right, so that goes to show you that you people do not understand Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because he clearly says that his ways are not your ways. We'll go to one more scripture. Let's go to, just to kill that whole virgin birth thing. All right? Put that in the ground. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. Okay? Starting at verse 1. And it says, and when you have understanding, you would know exactly who King Solomon was. All right? And he was the wisest man that ever walked the earth until Yahushua came in the flesh. Okay? It says, I myself also am a mortal man, like all the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. All right? That also, you know, I'm not going to get into that because it's going to go over most of you people's head, man. All right? But he's the offspring of Adam. Let's put it that way. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh at the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man. He was of the seed of man, and his mother's womb was what protected and nourished the seed. You are the seed of your father. Your father could put your seed in any woman's womb. So it's got nothing to do with the mother, man. All right, so you need to get over that woman worship. That's another thing that you people have a hard time with. All right, it's all about the man in the Bible, man. The woman, as a matter of fact, the word woman means servant. She's a servant unto her man, not a servant to every man, unto her man. Okay, but see, these women now, they want to have servants. There's an order to things. All right, and the whole world is out of order and upside down because of these damn Edomites. All right, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep, because you're peaceful in sleeping, almost like in the spirit world. All right? And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. But there is no king, as King Jesus, as you people would say, Yahushua, there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one interest into life, and like the going out. Hey, so with that, somebody is cut deeply, and somebody's edified. So I'm going to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Salutations to the Akim that are doing this truth and sincerity, and the hell with the rest. Shalom.